Welcome to the show. Get a nice cold beverage and your favorite brand of blue cheese to enjoy while I take you down the path of darkness. You may have been fooled by the name Reverend Bob Levy before. I, like many others, thought he was a pastor turned comedian. Once I heard Bob on stage when I was a young strip club DJ, I changed my career path. He may not have been in the business of saving people's souls, but his off-color humor and his ability to pursue any woman he wanted saved my life for a season. Mr. Levy, for whatever criticisms you might have or any new ones after watching this documentary, I want you to know that he has been a mentor for comedians such as myself. In the world of stand-up comedy, where you have to take away someone's spot to get ahead in the game, Bob was giving others the chance to succeed. He was a regular guest on the Howard Stern Show from 2002 to 2010. After an acrimonious departure from Stern, Levy went over to the competition at the Opie and Anthony Show from 2010 to 2014. Having been born in Brooklyn, New York, Bob is not afraid to fight at the tender age of 61 today. Let me get you started by giving you a little taste of the cheddar that is Reverend Bob Levy.
Patrice O'Neal. If you don't know who Patrice O'Neal is, that was an accident, but I said meal. If you don't know who Patrice O'Neal is, he's the black guy on Tough Crowd that don't shut the fuck up. Not to be mistaken by the other guy that don't shut the fuck up, Judy Gold. That fucking stork. I'm not saying Patrice is fat, but his shadow weighs 250 pounds. It looks like somebody glued the cast of Roots together. I love you. Stay seating. I'm not a chicken wing. Look at the size of him. I didn't know watermelon had that many calories. And we have Colin Quinn here. I love you, Colin. Colin went from cable TV in the 70s to cable TV today. The only way you'll see Colin on NBC, CBS, or ABC these days is if he rapes somebody. Colin has the delivery of a stroke victim. I've been following Colin's career since the beginning. Thank God I didn't have to go too far. They have his biography on A&E this week. It's called Going Nowhere, the Colin Quinn story. I love you, fuck. Colin is on Tough Crowd now. I've seen your ratings. They should call it No Crowd.
In Bob's early days, he for a time was a professional wrestler who went by the ring name Heartbreaker Bobby Slayer. He wasn't a part of any notable wrestling organizations. There is no known footage of him wrestling to my knowledge, maybe because it was in the late 80s and early 90s. Unfortunately, we have footage of Aaron Imholte tag teaming with a severely overweight and out-of-shape D'Lo Brown. Here is a clip of Bob talking about the ECW legend Raven with a YouTuber that I can't pronounce their name correctly. Let's just call him Big H Entertainment.
So have you got these stories about touring with Raven?
Raven, you know, he was doing comedy, came by my house one time. It was so funny. He's like a dog genius and like a dog whisperer. I said, my dog's going to jump on you. They're fucking crazy for like 10 minutes. And he goes, no, just watch this. And he walks in. He doesn't make eye contact with them and walks to the living room and just stops, but doesn't look at them. And they're just sitting there. They're looking at him what to do. And I'm like, these motherfuckers are like animals, you know, but he knew what to do. And that's the way that you stop a dog. Like you just see, you know, that, you know, if somebody says their dog is fucking, just don't make eye contact. You have to take the control, he said, which was pretty cool. But, you know, he was an animal in the ring, man. I miss him, you know. The rest of today, like, oh, my God. It's like, it's so fun. It's like the finishing moves that they used to do a few years ago. Now the people get up from it and they're like, okay, now what? You know? It's like fucking, you know, you got to have, I want to bring back the old days when you can fucking pin somebody with a leg drop. You know what I mean? Oh, he's not going to get up from that, you know? No, now you got to go in with a tank in the ring and fucking shoot in somebody's fucking asshole to pin him. It's ridiculous what happened.
Ronnie, you're the only guy in this room I can stand next to and feel young again. Look at your face. You got more crow's feet than witch's brew. Look at you. Your business card says Scoresman on it. What, angry little useless piece of shit has too many letters? You are to security what Artie is to a high jump.
Yeah! Hey now.
I don't know what would make Howard feel more safe, having you as a security or getting fucked in the ass by Magic Johnson. Look how tight that shirt is. It's not a fucking shirt, it's a tattoo.
What did Benji do?
You have something going with Reverend Bob Levy?
I don't even know exactly if we ever met each other.
Well, he's been on the show, Benji.
You met him? Yeah. I don't know.
Benji, Bronk, even your name sounds fat, you blue-eyed pig. You're always writing things down on paper. What's on that paper? Things I'm gonna eat today? Yeah, you're a writer. You're as much as a writer as Artie is a tap dancer, you blue-eyed pig. I got a question. How does a guy that weighs 400 pounds always smell like he just came from the gym? Here's the funniest thing that Benji ever said on the show. Okay, back to the roast. You blue-eyed pig. How did you get a writing job? Howard, buy those nude pictures of you that he must have and drag his fat carcass out of the studio. Benji, what a name to go through life with. I wish I knew you when you were going to school. I would have opened up a hot dog stand next to a line of people waiting to kick the shit out of your fat ass. You blue-eyed pig. Howard, how many fat people do you need on that show? You already have Artie, and he's doing the job for two. Sorry, Artie. Hey, Bronchosaurus, look at the shape on you. If you tried to get on a jogging machine, it would probably run away from you, you blue-eyed pig. Look at you. You're King Kong Bundy's mini-me. So you like to bang hookers. Is it true that you have to call them in advance so they can take Dramamine, you blue-eyed pig?
Oh.
I heard when you went down on that stripper, you put a cookie wrapper over your tongue. It wasn't for safety. There was probably some crumbs left on it. You blue-eyed pig.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry, Benji.
I like you to notice my eyes.
How's it going?
Dan the song parody man, everyone.
Yeah, I heard just a mention on the Bob Levy thing that he's completely angry, and I didn't hear much of it to my face. I thought he was in a bad mood, but I'm hearing from all different people that I guess he's getting on the phone and calling and venting about what a horrible person I was to him. And I think it was just because he was a little angry about the Eagles doing so poorly in the Super Bowl.
Is that what that's about?
Yeah. Well, basically, we went to a we had a party at the Hard Rock in one of their banquet halls, big Super Bowl party, big screens.
And this
food,
was
drinks.
after I left, right there.
Yes, yeah.
This was the part.
Yeah, it all broke loose after you left.
See what I mean? Like all these guys.
Yeah, and they can stay. Artie has to leave.
It came so far out of left field for me because, I mean, we're literally sitting around the game. There wasn't even a score in the game. And, you know, we're chucking stuff at each other, just having a good time. I took a little cocktail napkin and rolled it up, and I threw it at him, and it bounced off his head. And then it ricocheted off his head, and it hit his girlfriend.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, I can't believe Dan thinks I'm mad at him because Philly lost. I mean, this was going on way before the game started. He's just throwing papers. He's trying to tip my girlfriend's chair over the plane because that's funny to him. You know, if it's not making a quack quack sound, that's his funniness. All right? And then when I tell him something, I told him I was going to break his legs right there. Okay? The only reason he didn't get his legs slapped because we were at the Hard Rock.
How come it's so hard to hear him? What kind of phone are you on, dude?
I'm on a regular phone.
Portable?
Yes.
Yeah, the portable phone, just as a professional, portable phones don't work.
Yeah.
You sound like muffled, and it's hard to know what you're talking about. It's like the, and he does something there, and I told him I want to break his legs. It's just like the worst quality phone. I mean, it's like people with these portable phones.
I can barely hear you, so it might be your phone.
Well, maybe. But I'm telling you.
I mean, he's throwing stuff the whole beginning of the game. The Eagles weren't even losing at this point. And then he told her, F you. He told her, I just found this out yesterday.
Can you get on a regular phone?
This is the only one I have right now.
You don't have a hardwire phone?
No, this is the only one I got.
Okay.
Is it a cell phone?
No, it's a regular phone. It just goes on the wall. That's it. It has no wire.
It's a cheap cordless. It is a cheap cordless.
There's like a high frequency squeal every time he speaks, and it stops when he stops speaking.
Right.
But now I missed a little bit of it because I was walking down the hallway, Bob. But what was it that I did?
You tell me you weren't showing stuff the whole time. I told you like 3 times. I said stop. And the last time I said I'm going to come over there and cripple you. And you have no idea I said that.
No, that's what you're telling people that you said to me.
No, that's what I said in front of you. Can ask Paul was sitting right there. Anybody that was right there. He's such a phony bastard.
What is this? You were throwing stuff at him?
You're a phony bastard.
I took a cocktail.
Okay, there's no reason for you to even be down there besides have your head up Artie's ass. All right?
I threw it in his head. Bob.
No, dude, you told my girlfriend to shut the F up.
No, I didn't.
All right? You're telling me Paul D'Angelo lied to my face then?
No,
okay.
Well, why don't you ask your girlfriend what you said?
Okay.
She said, don't throw anything at Bob because I'm the one that has to sit home on the plane with him today, and I don't want him being any grumpier than he is. And I said, don't worry about it.
Such a lie.
I said I'll take responsibility for it.
You
And
are
if he's
so
really that much on the
phony. It is
rag,
unbelievable.
I'd be more
Why
than
don't you
happy
tell
to give
people
you
how
my
to play
seat. And I'll sit
blackjack all
next to
day?
him.
All right.
Now you're also
just
telling people
the biggest phony I ever seen in my goddamn life.
What
Really? You know, all you do is drop names all goddamn week. They're still sweeping up Howard's and Artie's name from all weekend. All right? You're pathetic. All right?
Bob.
I don't care what kind of phone I am. You suck and you're a piece of crap.
Okay.
All right? And you think you're a tough guy? You think you're a tough guy?
Well, if I was a tough guy, I guess I'd tell people that I said I was going to punch somebody out.
Somewhere not at the Hard Rock or the airport. Come to my face. I will cripple you.
Bob, I came
to son of a bitch of a human being.
Listen, it's good shtick, and I'm glad that you got on the air, Bob.
Sick, Dan. You're a pussy.
Why don't you
do And there's no reason for you to be there.
Oh.
I can't even talk. I can't even do this.
That's absolutely right. You can't. There's not about
Yeah,
it. Bob, just relax.
You're a pussy.
I'll step back and I'll allow you to say what you have to say, but then I'd like to try and get a sentence in edgewise. And excuse me for talking while you're busy interrupting, but
that's all you do is you're such a conniving bastard.
Well, let Dan say his piece.
All right, Bob.
Yeah.
I came up to you in the airport after hearing how you were going to kick my ass, and I woke you up and I kissed you on the cheek and I said, "No hard feelings. I love you, Bobby." And you gave me a big smile.
I give you, because at the airport, that's a smile of death, okay? You don't know anything.
Really? Now, I had
what
heard
am I
from all
going
the
to do?
people
Kick your
that
ass at the airport and go to jail?
You were going to kick my ass at the airport.
You're a coward, Dan. You know what I mean?
Bob, didn't I? How many times have I heard you were going to beat the crap out of people because they did you wrong, and then you're kissing and hugging and making up the next time?
You're such a liar.
Weren't you going to beat the living crap out of
you? You are such a liar, Dan.
Artie,
you are such a phony and a liar.
Artie, do you know what's going on?
This all happened after I left, Howard. No, I don't know.
This is where was this?
This was at the party at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I had to leave 7 a.m. Super Bowl morning.
This was in Vegas?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that I threw a cocktail napkin at your head.
You did it 4 times. You tried to tip her chair over twice.
I never
tried to tip her chair over.
She was leaning back and I grabbed the back of her chair and started it. I would never try to tip over her chair.
Nor
would I go around and tell people that I was going to kick somebody's ass.
Girls, all right? Let us enjoy the game, you bitch.
I was watching the game and I was having a good time. You're the biggest ball buster on the planet. Now all of a sudden you got to bug up your ass and you're on the rags and nobody can do it. You can dish it out, but you can't take it in. I mean,
how's that dish out? Like throwing and putting mustard on Paul's chair? That's ball busting, Dan.
Actually, I didn't put mustard on his chair.
You're lucky he didn't snap your neck. All right, he was going to snap your neck too.
Yeah, everybody's going to kick my ass when they're not around me, right?
Dan, I'll meet you anywhere today. I guarantee you don't make it to work tomorrow because you are nothing but a... Dad, you want to talk crap now? Let's meet and see if you make it to work, you goddamn pussy.
Bob, you're a goddamn pussy. My ass and I came right up to you and you didn't have a bad thing to say to me.
The only time I've ever sat down with a guy who opened for me was Bob Levy. I asked him not to eat blue cheese dressing out of a drunk chick's ass every night.
Was that really a bit?
To open.
A bit. He closed with it, and he would go, but it kills. I'm like, Bob, I understand it kills, but you got to understand, I got to go up and do an hour afterwards, and it's like it is following sexual assault. The woman, or in some states, a rape, because following a rape, basically, the woman is drunk off her ass. No pun intended, completely drunk and not thinking clearly. And in that state, you get her to come on stage and she's either a star or whatever, even though she looks like me and Levy. And you put blue cheese down her ass and lick her asshole. That's sexual assault. It's physically touching. It's she's not in the right state of mind because all the chicks are fucked up. And he goes, it kills. I'm like, Bob, I understand it kills. But now I'm on stage. A couple of times I slipped on the blue cheese.
Yeah.
And I'm not that graceful. Like I pulled a hamstring doing a dick joke.
Pulling a hammy on some blue cheese.
You know how pathetic it is to say I pulled a hamstring because I did a dick joke? I step on a blue cheese.
You can rip it out. I will
After the show, after. We'll went down to the blue cheese so we can suck it. I promise you. I promise you. I got this.
Yes, Bob, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Howard? Dave, I'm a big fan of yours, and I just wanted to know why one of my jokes actually ended up on your show one night.
Oh, really?
What is the joke?
I'm going to beat my blank like it owes me money. It was in one of the songs.
Oh, because you're a hack.
I'm a hack and you're taking my stuff.
I'm going to beat my blank like it owes me money. You wrote that?
Yes, I did write that, and I've been doing it for years, and it's been my opening line.
Oh, that's barbershop talk. And that's your opening line?
Yes. Well, it was on your show. I guess you liked it.
I must have seen you at a whole...
Well, you were at Caroline's one night for the Nasty Show with some of your friends that were in the audience.
Yeah, I was... you're right. I lift material from... What's your name again?
What was that?
What's your name again?
Reverend Bob Levy. I was on the show with you a couple times.
Oh, Bob Levy.
Oh, Bob, that's you.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this the Reverend Bob?
Yeah.
Oh, look at Bob. You think Dave's taking your material?
No, I'm saying his writers are dropping the ball and getting lazy.
Man, nobody's
I'll write
from you.
Do you get accused of that a lot, Dave, now that you're a big star?
Yeah, like I went on a club 2 nights ago, and then last night there was like a Page 6 reporter called, like, we heard that Dave was on stage and it went terrible. He bombed and, all this fabricated stuff. But I look at it like,
I got accused of ripping up Johnny Carson. I couldn't believe it. That's why I got mad at the reporter. No, I don't even like Johnny Carson.
Yeah, but Johnny Carson hasn't even done anything in how many years?
That's what I mean. I was shocked. I said I have pride in myself on being original.
I got accused of being drunk on stage just last week.
That happens every week, Artie.
Bunch of crap.
All right, Bob. Dave says he did not steal from you.
I'm not saying it was him, but I'm saying it was probably one of his writers in the audience at the show. And they threw it in there.
You said I was in the audience stealing.
I know. You were at the show. You were at Caroline's. You were at the bar, and your friends came in. KC was there that night.
I promise you, Bob, nobody steals jokes on the show. I promise you. It's primarily me and one other dude. So
I've been doing that for a long time, and then all of a sudden it's on the show.
I don't know, man.
All right, Bob. Hey, Bob, what can I tell you?
The writers did a job.
I don't know. Maybe great minds think alike.
All right. All right, Bob, thanks.
You got it.
Reverend Bob Levy.
Jeez Louise, man. Gangbanging. I beat my blank like it owes me money. Show business is rough, baby. Let me tell you that right now.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Jim Florentine has a story about knocking on Bob's hotel room one time and seeing him chase a woman around naked. Let me knock out some of the facts about Mr. Levy so we can get to the stake of the program. Bob hosted the show Miserable Men on the Howard 101 on Sirius XM from 2006 to 2010. He also opened his own comedy club in 2007 in Pennsylvania. Some say his club garners 2,500 visitors every Saturday. Mr. Levy was on the radio on the Kid Chris's morning show in the 2000s. Bob had a boxing match with Danny Bonaduce in 2008 and lost to him by a TKO in the second round. With those facts out of the way, let me get to what I really wanted to tell you about. There was a comedy tour called The Killers of Comedy, with regulars from the Howard Stern Show, which included Jim Florentine, Beetlejuice, and the Iron Sheik. Sal and Richard Christie were also a part of the tour. Christie wasn't a seasoned comedian, and Mr. Levy didn't take the time to explain to him the inner workings of the business.
And fucking drunk all over me. That's not our fault. Hey, you guys want to get the fuck out of here? No, get it in a second out there and I fucked up. Then get the fuck out of here. Then get the fuck out. One more. Did I say one ago? I didn't say once, and I waited for everybody. They're sitting there waiting. I'll pay it. What's wrong with that? He said he'd pay you in the thing, and you said no, you wanted it now. I gotta fucking do it now in front of fucking all these people out there, and I fucked up now. I'll pay him at it. Back to the hotel. I'm saying, I mean, we're supposed to get paid after the show. Is that so crazy? It's not. You get paid after the show. After the show. We go into the hotel or whatever. What if we're going back to go to sleep? Isn't that what you asked for to get a check now? Yeah, it is at this point right now. It is when we have nowhere to fucking do it. We had to sit down and go over fucking numbers. I forgot to pay Yucko. Now I got to pay him out of fucking my money. That's not our fault. Don't yell at us about it. Then don't fucking rush me with shit. You gotta fucking get the fuck out of here. We're not in a rush. We're just. Nobody's in a fucking rush now.
We're just saying we don't want to do it later. You can take 15 or 20 minutes to do it now.
You can't. There's nowhere to fucking do it here. There's nowhere to fuck. So what? But I can't do it here. It is. To rush it here, you can't do it here, and it fucked everything up. I'll pay you out of my t-shirt money.
I'll get merch money too.
What?
I got merch money too. We'll figure it out. You know. Here, I guess.
You know? I mean, because I fucking forgot about him.
I know, but you know.
I know. When fucking with the fucking music plays. I'm fine. I'm fucking fine. But I forgot to pay him, and now I'm gonna pay him out of my pocket.
Can't they get the checks back in your
No, fuck it. Just fuck it. Just fuck it. I'm tired of this shit. Everybody's a fucking superstar.
Bob Levy is basically Jeffrey Dahmer if you read a joke book.
Oh,
And, you know, I know that sounds a little harsh, but I love the guy. And, you know, he gets out on the internet and stalks these women and throws out this web of deceit and sleaziness and hair dye and bad coke, whiskey, beer breath, cheap fucking Target shirts and coupons for Sizzler's 2-for-1 steak on a Wednesday. His $40,000 house just outside of Philly with somehow has a built-in pool. I have no idea what the fuck that looks like.
Came with the house.
His poor child who's being raised by a father who's just not there and a mother who hates being with the father. The father's in a basement. It's damp. Clearly doesn't have the proper heat or air conditioning. Somehow he gets over to this disgusting, jizz-drenched, stinky, whiskey-sobbing computer board and types out, who's out there? Who's out there in fucking virgin creep land that I can try to fuck with my web of grossness? And eventually he gets some takers, some poor women who have a background that's clearly troubling. This girl has father issues, so he's clearly a mad Irish drunk.
We don't know that.
She has dyed black hair. She's goth. She's like the fat gay guy's son on The Sopranos. She's probably shit in the gym shower several times. And she tells Levy this on the computer. And Levy goes, oh, it's perfect. Perfect. What do you like, honey? Do you like the Howard Stern show? She's like, yeah, I like the Howard Stern show. I'm a stripper. I'd love to get on. Whoa, I think it's on the Howard Stern show. How do you want to get on? I don't know. I kind of like big guys. Perfect. Say you like fat guys. Artie's a fat fuck. You know, Artie, say you like fat guys. I'll get you on the show. I'll drive you up there and you give me a hand job. And you can say, I'll get you in the studio and I'll get there and there'll be free food. And I'll take some free food home to feed my kid who hasn't eaten in a week because I cashed my check from Chuckles and Mineola to buy Coke from the guy on the LIE who sells the oranges. You know, I'll pick you up. What's your address? Oh, okay. Here's my address. Okay. How old are you? I'm 17. Say you're 20. And then Levy picks her up and plies her with drugs and gets her up here, and she's stoned out of her mind. And she goes, I like fat guys. Howard and Gary fall for it like the suckers that they are, and they get her in here, and she's in a bikini, and I'm giving her my number, and Levy's outside getting free crumpets for the family. And strategically, he made this on Cupcake Wednesday because he knew we'd have a lot of food out there that's free for him to stuff in his $3 leather jacket pocket. And this is what happened, John. You asked me what happened. This is what happened. This is where Jen came from. It's Levy's web of deceit that he throws out to the intranet and comes back with these poor, pale, scared women and who belong to Whiskey Dick's car clubs and Bourbon Street flop houses. And they come in here and pretend they like me just to get airtime, just to get plugs. It's insulting. I don't like her. I don't like Bob. And I'm insulted by the entire show. And the implication that because I might be slightly overweight, need to get laid through some sort of fetish contest. This is horrible.
Mr. Levy asked for a plug on Howard Stern's show one morning, but Stern swats it away. So Bob goes on his Miserable Men show and rips Howard a new asshole.
This is where I think Bob is retarded. This is the biggest, dumbest thing that he could do. So he goes on that show last night, right? I've been trying to call him to come on right now just because I think it's good for our show right now.
Right.
He does that last night. He's going to drop an atomic bomb and then just fucking sleep.
Right.
Like you would think he would be up first thing in the morning, ready to deal with this if it came up. And he's asleep.
He usually
Right. So if he wants to get on the show, now would be the time.
Right. And he would know he's going to drop that bomb last night and then go to bed.
Exactly. Well, what am I going to tell you? It's an unfair. I happen to think that's an unfair attack. I do. I don't think it's justified.
Is Bob for real, or is this just like his way of getting back on the show without asking to come back on the show?
He's for real, but he's playing it a little bit. Yeah,
it's a little bit of that wrestling shtick.
But you know what? He gets like this. He really does get like this because it's not the first time this has happened.
Yeah, you think it's a good idea to take away all his programming and?
Well, sure. I do because you know what? He's got something that no one else has, and he clearly doesn't appreciate it.
He's spoiled, pretty, like Howard said. He's
spoiled, he
right?
gets a lot. He acts like we give it. What he's acting like in this argument is that we've done nothing for him, and that's just not true. That's what he's saying. It's almost like you guys don't fucking do anything for me.
So how long do you think this is going to last?
Until he calls in and we can yell at him, and we can make him grovel for his job back.
Howard.
Yeah.
Doug Goodstein just came in because he's got a question. We don't know how far the Bob Levy thing reaches, but Doug's working on a Killers of Comedy show.
Cancel it.
Oh. Okay.
Hello, Bob.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah,
Bob is up.
I think your tirade is totally out of line, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. I think that, you call up and say you want to come on the show, and we don't have 15 minutes for you. That's true. Sometimes we don't want to have you on the show. That is true. I space these things out. Now, when you say fuck Gary, you're really saying fuck Howard. Let's be honest. This isn't Gary. I'm in on those decisions too. So it's really fuck Howard. And Bob, I think I can't name a comedian. I can't think of one that we give a plug to every day because we just like the guy. I can't think of a comedian how many comedians would want an hour to do the Miserable Men show and have a presence on this show. And as far as you doing other shows, when have I ever stopped you from doing Kid Chris almost every day? When have I ever told you not to do Albany? I'm a big promoter of your career.
I know that.
This tirade of yours is so out of line. It just shows me you're pissing on anything that we do for you.
I'm not.
I don't know that. Gary will call me up and go, "Hey, Bob's a good guy. We can't have him in all the time, but you mind giving him a plug for the?" I go, give it to Bob. I go, of course, Bob's part of our family. And I don't know, man. I just don't do that for anybody. And I'll tell you what, I know Mel Karmazin isn't like giving anybody a plug for free. Go fuck him. He's got a comedy club. Let him buy advertising.
No, I know. We usually do buy advertising.
No, but I'm saying you don't even need to. We sit there and acknowledge who you are to us, and we acknowledge your accomplishments. I don't know where this came from.
No, I just needed to get in that week.
Well, you needed to get in.
I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
It's not a big deal to you, but this show is a big deal to us, and we have a balance, and we know what we want to do, and we're always cognizant of the fact that if you ask for something, we go, hey, you know what? If we can't plug the show with Bob's appearance, let Sal and Richard mention it, or let Fred mention it, and Fred, those plugs air throughout the day. Every day doing a great show is a big deal to me, and there is a balance.
And you understand that great consideration is given to any request you make.
I don't think after that tirade I should do anything for you. I really don't.
I mean, if that's the way you feel, that's fine.
No, I don't know. I mean, you're saying basically fuck Howard when you say fuck Gary.
No, I don't. I'm not saying that.
I don't see me being a bad guy to you.
No, it's just that I was pissed off I couldn't get in it. I thought that last time I was on was pretty.
You were on our air. Howard 101 is me. I gave you an hour to do whatever the fuck you wanted. Go on and be funny, and people go, fuck, that Bob Levy's funny. I'm going to go watch his show. No. You're going to sit and bitch about, you're going to say fuck Howard, basically, for an hour. That's your show. Fuck Howard show. Well, let's call it the fuck Howard show.
It was like 10 minutes. I just got it off my chest.
Well, good. Well, good.
Do you think that was the best place to do it?
Yeah. Well, why don't you just take the rest of my channels and say fuck Howard?
I don't say that.
Well, you say fuck Gary. That's right.
No, because I mean it was.
I mean, you don't think Gary comes to me? I go, okay, all right, listen, we when we do a roast, so call Bob. I thought hosting the roast was a good thing.
No,
I think plugging your shows is a good thing. I'm happy you got a comedy club. And when do I ever fucking say don't go on the Kid Chris show? You went on there every day. I never said you don't go on there. Chris is a friend of mine. You go on a show in Albany. This guy's a Bob Wolf. I don't know what this guy from Oldwell. He's not a friend of mine, but the guys tell me you go on there all the time. I don't care. How do I stop you? But go on 100 fucking times. I don't care. It's okay with me. You got to make a living. I get that.
Okay.
I don't sit there and bust your balls.
No, I'm not saying.
I've been nothing but a friend to you. I've been nothing but a friend.
I know you have. You know, and I've been there.
Fuck Gary, these fucking guys, ass napkin Ed. You got a lot of shit on your mind. You remind me of a spoiled kid who got too much
too soon.
Too soon. You don't appreciate what we do for you.
No,
at all.
I do.
No, you don't.
I definitely do.
You say you've been there for me and I haven't been there for you. I disagree.
He does appreciate it, but
It didn't come out in the tirade.
No, but I mean, people lose their shit. I think that
this is out of line. I'm sorry.
I think that the Miserable Men show is very funny. It's been great.
Right. And it's a vehicle for Bob to go on for a solid hour. He can plug whatever the fuck he wants. There's nobody here giving him any rules whatsoever.
But he gets to sit in for Pharrell a lot of times, too. That's 4 hours.
He's all over these channels. I mean, who the hell else do we give access to, come to think of it, beside Bob Levy? Who is he? What is he? Chris Rock all of a sudden? He could walk in on any show? No. He's the guy. I don't give that access to anybody.
Frustrating what you were doing now? Like it was.
Well, they would say, "Hey, you're a little too much sometimes." You know what I mean?
Well,
you can't do this. You can't. And
it's a Howard Stern show.
I don't
though.
know what
You
the
don't-
word "can't" means.
I read
don't know.
something. Is this true that you threatened to murder him and his wife?
I said I would. Look,
and they took it seriously.
Listen to me. Of course they did. Because look, I told the people that came to NYPD came to my house, and I said
after you said that,
yeah, I said if I wanted him dead, he'd be dead. I wouldn't have said it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they said that's cool, but you can't say that either. And I was like, no, it's cool. Look, I just got mad, and I was trying to get him to say, hey, let's talk, or me talk to somebody and tell my side of the story. But it was wrong. I was on Xanax at the time. It was a bad thing I did, But they said I beat up 5 security guards outside, and that's why I was banned from the building. So I couldn't go on Opie and Anthony. So it's all these little lies that just say, fuck it, I walk away.
Yeah.
I walk away. I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be, you know what I mean, their little drunk, fucked up guy that comes in every Monday with a great story from the road.
You were on at the same time as like Yucko the Clown and all those other guys, and
it was insane there. It was that time. It was the perfect storm. And it was a good run. It was like 8 fucking years, man. That's longer than my marriages.
Yeah.
What radio is, whether you like it or not, it's a relationship.
Yeah.
And a relationship sometimes ends ugly, and sometimes the cops
Like
come to the
marriages.
house,
Yeah,
and the FBI is involved. And that's reality. But that's okay. But I can look back at it now and say that was the greatest time of my life, and it just went bad. And that's it.
What do you miss most about it, and what don't you miss?
Just basically, what I missed is just coming up with ideas, and just every day you can come up with something and go, hey, why don't you just do this? You know what I mean? Do this bit.
Movie. My Blue Heaven was a great movie.
My Blue Heaven.
What? Yeah, that was
For real?
Yeah, I thought that was a great movie. I don't know. I laughed. I don't know.
Welcome and goodbye.
Where you going?
My Blue Heaven was shit.
Listen to me. Shut up, you. Hit me with a big iceberg. I told the story about your fucking big iceberg in Boston, you cocksucker.
Oh yeah, you fucking took out his knee, Colin.
I know. It looks so soft.
It looks so soft. Snow tends to look soft.
Yeah,
Yes.
10 degrees.
Yes.
Fucking idiot.
It looks. Did you feel bad, Colin?
I literally doubled over with laughing.
We did laugh for about 10 minutes, and I was like, fuck you, you're getting me something to eat now.
We're in fucking Massachusetts.
And you can hear me on Syndicate Radio on Monday and Tuesday nights, where I'm getting thousands of listeners.
on internet radio, and I'm making more money than I did at Stern. So it's great.
They just didn't treat you right over there, huh?
Hey, $100 a week. I thought it was fair.
What I found interesting, what the hell? We got you on the line. You had Norton on one of your shows over there, and you were told not to mention Opie and Anthony, right?
Yeah, we were told not to have him on after I invited him already.
Right.
And he already tweeted he was going on, and Tim goes, "You can't have him on there."
I wouldn't have had him on either, though.
Yes, that was nothing to do with Stern, Opie, and Anthony. That was just my lack of radio talent.
Yeah, and then I know he was on the other night, and they're not allowed to mention my name at all on any of the stations. So Norton with Jerome and Lil Jeff. Those was this comedian at this black club. I saw a very big load, and
honestly, they didn't say anything to me like don't say his name. They were laughing about it. Like when I said they won't fire me. Like I was teasing Bob, but
sure.
they weren't being uncomfortable with it, and they didn't seem uncomfortable with it. They were like, fine. I had to address it because you weren't there, but they were fine with it.
It's just weird that I don't know. We're all one happy company, right? It's just strange
Well,
that shit's
that's
still
what
going on.
my wife said on the show last night when she talked to Tim. She goes, "Isn't it one company?" And he goes, "Well, it is, but it's not."
You're being naive.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's ridiculous. It's one family. That's the way I took it as. When you guys came over, everybody was going to fucking just slam fucking regular radio, put it out of its misery. And then all of a sudden, I was the bad guy for going over to you guys, and
Yeah.
then they're going, "I'll give you a plug back if you don't go on there." I mean, what is that?
You're stupid. I wouldn't have burnt that bridge.
That's
right. Let me tell you something. I'd rather burn a bridge with people like that fuck me. I don't give a shit. I'll make a living in this business, but I am not going to get stabbed in the back every fucking day I go to work.
Ooh.
So fuck that.
Wow.
And you guys know how it feels.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, this fucking lady guy is pissing me the fuck off.
I think I know who this is.
I know who this is.
You shut the fuck up, mister, and listen to me.
All right, listen, sir. Listen, ma'am. Listen, ma'am. What are you doing?
Oh,
come on.
One of your son came in, and you were laying on the floor, and one of your
I wasn't laying on the floor. I said I fell on my knee.
You're a fucking mess, all right?
Yeah,
you
thank you.
For a job instead of fucking driving your car around.
What are you talking about, driving my car?
Look at you. You hit a wall. Look at your face, mister. You're a fucking slob. You know,
you're not a nice person, are you?
Oh, my name is Lady Guy, and I am an alcoholic. Say it.
Why do you want me to say that?
Are you an alcoholic?
Yes, I am. I admit it.
All right, hold on. Now Marion's getting really pissed off.
Fucking fat idiot on the phone.
I think I know who it is.
You don't know who it is. Just shut the fuck up and get a job at the mall.
Marion,
your fucking family.
Who's this idiot? Hey, Bob. Bob.
Listen, dude. Shut
Stop
the
it.
fuck up and listen to me. I'm trying to help you here.
What is wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? I'm not laying on the fucking floor with my
laying on the floor either.
You fucking mess.
She's not laying on the floor, Bob.
Who is this idiot? Colin.
All right, hold on. Hold on. Bob, Marion wants to talk to you, which is Lady Di's best friend, and she's on the line with you right now. Go ahead, Marion. What do you want to say?
Hey, Bob, how are you? Hey, listen, have you ever had any problems in your life?
No, not until I fucking met that guy.
You don't have any problems, but you know what? You sound like a real asshole.
Whoa! Good one, Marion. Good. Good.
Diane goes up to the studio.
I'll take on both you fucking guys. You guys
We're not guys, ma'am.
Bunch of fucking alcoholics running around with your fucking dicks out.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so this way we can heckle on you, too.
When's the last time you were in New Brunswick? When's the last time you did a show?
Probably about 20 years ago.
I'm scratching your nuts, fucking jerking off, sir. Both of you guys think you're fucking badass. You're two loaded pieces of
Go ahead, keep on
Marion
going,
is like
keep
an
on going.
attack dog.
Get a job, fatty. Get a job. Listen, sir, get a fucking job. Get off the fucking booze and stop being a fucking loser.
Bob, I think you need a job.
Wow.
Wow.
Fucking
When was the last time you went out and did a show, hon?
Ooh.
Hun.
I said about 20 years ago, the way he sounds.
Damn it, lady. That was great.
That
was a good job, lady. Very pertinent.
Washed up comedian.
I do more fucking shows than you.
Oh, now he's on the defensive.
She
did it. This is fucking.
Are you the one?
Marion's no one to fuck with.
Are you the one that was married 3 times?
Put him
sir?
right on the defensive.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah, I was married 3 times.
What did you do wrong the other 2 times?
Oh, man.
When was the last time he did a show at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club in Point Pleasant?
Ooh.
Yeah. There, December 27th.
He's answering.
I love this. She wins.
For the plug.
Got him. She got him.
Hey, this is Bob Levy.
Yes. Happy birthday, little fella.
Thanks, buddy. How you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, man.
Wow, I haven't talked to Bobby in quite a while.
Hey, we talk here and there, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like it's amazing. Like I saw Bob because Bob drinks a lot, and and I love Levy. Levy was one of the guys that helped me when I was coming up, and Bobby would like always have a guy who was sober drive him because he didn't drink. He would go out and drink and want a guy who's sober to drive home. So that's
Smart.
a tremendous amount of.
You must have done the best gigs back then.
I had so many. How many gigs have we done together, man? I mean, for years we worked together.
Well, they wouldn't let us in Canada. You remember that night?
Why, they saw your act there too?
We got
boss is there.
Yeah. Yeah. You can tell by the silence after.
Right. I was wondering what happened. I thought the phone cut off. We went to Canada one time, me and Jimmy, and it's like sneaking through Germany. It's so tough. 2 weeks. And he goes, how much money you got on? He goes, $50. You were here for 2 weeks and you got $50? And they asked me if I ever worked in Canada. I go, no. And they go, what about this place? And I go, oh, that was Canada?
That was his.
Let us in Canada. So we went to Buffalo and got a hooker and snuck in the next day.
Oh, he's completely right. We got.
Bob Levy's on the line. What? Bob, are you allowed to even call our show? I'm scared.
I don't know. It's halfway. I don't know. I talked to Howard Stern. He said you guys were good guys. So.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah, but I want to talk now, Anthony. You would definitely bang her on the road. There's no doubt about it because we've all been on the road. I've been on the road with Florentine, and he is probably one of the creepiest motherfuckers I've ever been on.
Wow, what a compliment. That's nice.
That is a compliment.
Yeah,
absolutely right.
Listen to the greatness he would do. Every time we got to a hotel, we would start moving out tables and chairs. And so the women couldn't sit there. They'd have to sit on the bed.
You would set up the room ahead of time?
Oh, yeah. We take all the furniture out of the room because you get a girl back. They'd go all the way in the corner and sit in that little chair.
Right.
They had.
So where'd you put the furniture?
We throw it in the MC's room. Whoever was opening, like you chuck everything in there.
That is
so you bring them
brilliant.
back. They got to go right to the bed. That eliminates that step.
Brilliant.
From them sitting in the chair like, hi.
It's a time saver. Huh?
And what we do is it was a half hour that was out of the game that we didn't have time for them to sober up. We always had liquor. The bathtub was full. We smelled like dog shit after the first day, but we didn't give a shit. And fucking, we would bring furniture in the hallway, and people would go like, "Are you going to do that to our room?" We're like, "No, we don't work here."
Yeah, we'd have couches. There was couches lined up in the hallway. We'd be taking out like movers. Like, get this one out of here too. And if the MC, we didn't have an MC, we just leave it in the hallway. Because chicks would always go to that couch or that chair, and you can't get them to the bed. It's a creepy move.
So you're getting rid of 2 hours easy, right
so
there.
They have to sit right on the bed.
That's brilliant, Jim.
What Jim would do was I'd have one like with my arm around her, and Jim would tell a horrible joke, and I would laugh out of control, and I would choke her backwards onto the bed.
What a move!
We lied to women out in Canada. We told them we were in bands from England. We would do shitty English accents and that shit. And I'm telling them I'm in a band. I'm just playing here.
It's great.
And I'm going back.
Yeah.
We're fucking pulling out strippers out of the club. Jim would call up and goes, "What time is the last girls go on?" 11 o'clock. Well, let's get ready. We got to be there at 10 too because we got to get them fresh when they're off the stage. We're fresh meat. Next thing you know, we're dragging out 2 at a fucking time.
Jesus.
So she goes, look, I got to go out with my friend.
Opie and Anthony broke up after Anthony got let go for some tweets that were filled with racist allegations. After the split in 2014, Mr. Levy did his own podcast show, The Bob Levy Show, and a few other podcasts that were unremarkable. Basically, Bob went on any podcast that would interview him. Payment would be in fun or allegedly in nose candy for these appearances. In 2020, a resurgence of relevance happened to Bob with his Levyland podcast. Fighting with Danny Bonaduce only got him so far in his career. Enter Kevin Brennan, who is Neil Brennan's actually funny brother. Kevin has a show called Misery Loves Company on YouTube. Bob became a regular guest on the rotating cast of characters, as you will see, and this is called foreshadowing. But Levy and Brennan will not get along. Yes, I looked up what foreshadowing is and used it correctly. Bob committed a horrific crime by teaming up with the one and only Deuce Paye, Shuli Egar for the BS show. BS stands for Boring Snooze Fest.
I have no problem admitting and saying that I'm sorry. I'm not like these cocks. I'll say when I make a mistake, and I'll say I'm sorry.
When did I make a mistake?
I'll see. I guess you never.
No,
made a
you
mistake.
see, you fucking lose your mind over fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Over fucking
Yeah.
nothing.
When did you make a mistake, Bob? I'll tell you when you made a mistake. By joining Kevin's show. Kevin.
Hey, wait, John, tell Bob, look up and tell Bob he's not good at stand-up. I see he's say this time. Bob killed like just about every time I work with him, he goes on after me. I have great shows. Bob goes on after me and kills. Tell Bob he sucks at stand-up.
Bob, you suck at stand-up. Kevin.
See, you're a liar.
Let me tell you something about Bob.
And what do you do?
Bob, let me ask you, Bob.
Go ahead.
Seriously. Yes, take you on the road with me.
For a little while, yeah.
Yes.
But so what? I take
Well,
you on the road with me. You do it. Fuck you. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. Fuck yourself.
Wait. Let me ask you this, Bob. Let me ask you this. Did you?
I try to help the guy. What does he do? He trashes me.
Did the Deuce Payer?
Yeah, you trash me. I stopped your fucking house. I helped your son, and you fucking.
How did you help my son's band? How did you help my son's band?
I promoted it. You sent me
promoted them like they needed you to fucking promote
You asked
them.
me to. Then why'd you ask me?
What did you do? Retweet it? Did you retweet it?
Yes. Anytime
helped
you
my
ask.
son's band?
Anytime you ask.
So the house that
All
they
right.
bought is because of you.
So Kevin, in other words, he asked me to do him a favor. I do him a favor, but that means I didn't help him.
Favor by retweeting something. You're a
You
fucking
asked
hero.
me.
You're a
You
fucking
asked
hero.
me to.
You're a fucking hero.
You asked me to. Dumb
Oh my
fuck.
god. Oh my god. Like nobody ever asked me to fucking promote or retweet
Anyway,
something.
Kevin,
I have a question. I have a question.
Yes, Kevin.
So I help you with gigs.
Kevin,
I
we
help
just
you with
proven.
comedy.
We just proven that he's a fucking lying hack.
No.
Yeah,
Let me ask you a
fucking lying
question.
hack.
No.
Yeah,
Everyone calm down. Everyone calm down, please. Is this a work like Chad and you last week, Bob, or is this
Yeah.
for real?
This is for
Oh,
real.
yeah.
This is
Oh, yeah.
fact.
Chad
He
was
helped
fucking-
he helped
I watched
my
that
son's
hack
band.
fest.
How did you help the
Hack
band
fest.
by retweeting something? How
You
many times
asked
did you
me
tag
to.
me on gigs and you tagged me
Kevin,
on your gigs and I
Kevin,
retweeted them for you?
Kevin,
How many fucking times?
But John, you gotta admit, Bob's funny. Bob's funny.
Kevin, he asked me, he goes, John, do me a favor. Could you retweet this? Sure, Bob. I'll help you send out
Thanks
any
for
way I
making
can.
them fucking all the money.
Why
in
don't you
the
say
house that
thank
they
you?
bought.
Why don't you say fucking thank you, Bob?
Cool. What do I gotta say? Thank you for me retweeting your fucking gigs.
Oh, no, you were on them, you idiot.
You tagged me when fucking it was recent.
You're on the fucking gigs, you idiot.
You're talking about 30 years ago, like everything you talk about.
Yeah, that's
I
all you talk
retweeted
about.
your
Oh,
fucking
look who's
gigs for
talking
you
about.
a few
Look
years
what's
back.
Uncle Rico. All you road stories now. All you do is relive your fucking past. You
We're talking
fucking
about comedy.
hypocrite.
We're talking about
You're,
doing comedy
you're
on
a
the road.
fucking hack hypocrite,
You
Levy.
are nothing in the comedy
Oh,
world.
oh,
You're
yeah,
not a comedian.
yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
hosted
Yeah,
every
okay.
show. You
Okay.
played a tape for 15 minutes.
I closed
You're
the
nothing.
improv.
You're
I
not
headline
funny.
all the
You are
improv.
a tumor
I'm
on
past.
comedy.
Where are you past, Levy?
shouldn't even
Where
be
are
on
you
the stage.
past? Where have you headlined? Have you headlined the improvs? Have you headlined
You
the
make
fucking Laugh
$1,000
Factory?
headlining the improv.
Bullshit.
$1,000 you make
Bullshit.
headlining.
I
the
pay
improv.
more than that.
I make $1,000
You're a
fucking night.
fucking hack.
Easily.
Crowd
You don't
work
even make
hack.
you're nothing in this business.
Crowd
That's why you're
work
out of it.
hack.
That's why you're teaching
Hackety
kids.
hack,
and you're fucking an
hack.
alcoholic. You
Hackety
fucking
hack,
loser.
hack.
Oh, go call the cops on Chad. You have kids at your house. They're in their 20s.
Hacky hack hack. Bomb the hack. Bomb. Bomb.
You have nothing in this
Hacky hack hack.
anymore.
Going
It's
to have
over.
a heart attack tack. Bomb the
You're gonna
hack.
have 2 strokes. Your lips don't even move. You said your lips. I can't even feel my lips. So when you're sucking
Hacky
House
hack
Spears
hack.
cock, or
Kevin
whatever his
don't
name
have
is,
him.
House Spears
Backy back
cock, you don't
back.
even feel his cum on your lip. You fucking fat bloated nothing. Look at you, you Sonny Bono looking
Hacky hack
motherfucker after hitting
hack.
3. Look at
Hacky
you.
hack
You're a
hack.
You're a mess.
Skeevy.
Too bad you don't have the wall your fucking daughter has. Fuck you.
Fucking hack.
You're fucking nothing.
Kevin, anyway.
Nothing.
So Chad
Nothing.
fucking.
You're a coward. You threaten
texted me.
everybody. I thought you were coming to
the
my
old
house
lady
in
still
fucking
talking?
Jersey, you fucking
Is
pussy.
the old lady still talking?
I thought you were
Is
coming
the old lady
to
still
my
talking over
fucking
there?
house. I
Kevin,
thought you
I
were
don't know.
coming to my house to fight me.
Hey,
you
Kevin, is the
fucking
old lady still
pussy.
talking?
Wait, we're not
You
gonna fight,
fucking
are we?
loser.
Hey, Kevin, is the old lady still talking?
I got all this information. Come for me, motherfucker, you fucking bitch. Take a side again, Bob. See what happens.
I'm not
Take
taking
a fucking
nobody's side.
again. I'm gonna get off this fucking show. Fuck you, Bob. Take his fucking side one more time.
What the fuck did I do? I didn't
You're
take
taking
anybody's
side. You're taking Gino's side.
I'm not taking his side. How do I know about
Gino,
a fucking chat room? How do I know anything about
yesterday, you said, yesterday Gino said he didn't do it. So you're not taking his side.
That's not. I'm just giving you the information that he texted me.
No, you're like, Gino didn't do it. He said
He didn't do it on the air. He didn't do it on the air.
Oh, he's still doing it. He's still
But I
doing it.
don't know how he's
you want me to
doing
give
it.
out your information? Oh, it's not on the air. I sent DMs. You want me to? Gino's a bitch. Kumi is a bitch too. Kumi fucking used you, Bob.
So what I'm doing, since he's threatening me, I have hired a group of people, not a group of people, a couple people that will they will check out this family. They will be doing videos of them to see about them since they coming after me. So we will have a background on them. A surveillance team will be sent out. So that's coming. Well, that's coming soon. Yes. Okay. Wait, you're gonna have people film who? Oh, his wife, where she goes, and that everybody. You know, I need to know everything about a family that's coming after me. So yes, I will step it up. Why? So how is he coming after you? Oh, he's sending the IRS. He's threatening every day. You know, the IRS. Oh yeah.
The IRS. The IRS. Florentine, I guess, was a guest host on the BS show today. And somebody sent me that clip. I'm indebted forever because, again, I can't watch that show. But, oh, God, it was, I couldn't, I really thought that was divine intervention. A surveillance team is coming to check me out. A surveillance team. A surveillance team is coming to scoop me out. First of all, Levy ain't got no money.
Fucking fun. I don't give a fuck.
Live,
I don't
laugh,
care if
love.
Nobody comes. It doesn't matter. You
Live,
people here, that's
laugh,
all that matters
love.
to me. It really doesn't matter. Fro Dizzle, we love you, good Reverend. Yeah. Why I was out here. We're here, motherfucker. There you go. That's all I need, Brian Workman.
Yep,
That's a
they're
good name.
here.
Imagine if he didn't have a job. Hughley is a fun dude. Let me tell you something, Dominic Sin.
He's
He's a great
fantastic.
guy. And he's funny.
Fantastic.
You know? I think we're going to get a third person.
Wow.
And I think that's the way to do it. Jim P.C.
A third person. Like your other show? And you're going to divide everything by 3 or 4. Producers, Jeaner.
L4 live, motherfucker. Bob is the
Oh,
man. You
God.
guys are the man. And I'm
You
coming
guys are
out
the
there
man.
whenever next we want to go. Perry wants to go snowboarding with me and skiing.
Kevin Brennan and Bob Levy had a confrontation at the Borgata in Atlantic City. There is little to no quality footage of the fight because people past a certain age only know how to use portrait mode on their phones and are unaware of a wide frame option. Brennan went up to Mr. Levy when there was a throng of people in between them. Kevin asked if Bob was looking for him. Then some words were exchanged that got heated, and then Bob threw a drink at Kevin's face. No, this wasn't the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, folks. This was Boomer Bloodsports on full display. From the footage that I have seen, Brennan got ushered out by security while Bob was ready to throw down. Could this have been purely staged as a bit for content? Maybe. But then again, Mr. Levy has a tendency to not be afraid to slap a person around.
Two old fucking poor people. His delivery and cadence when he's dissecting someone is just so damn fun. I would never say that about anybody, ever. I wouldn't even say that about Colin Farrell.
What is it your business what our cadence is?
I don't like my cadence being discussed by him.
How about you shut up?
And then what are you looking at him? You're like, that's exactly right. That's a nice insight. That's lovely, Charles. That's exactly right.
No. No.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would ask how you're feeling, but I imagine it's not.
Well,
not good.
it's
can't
just
notice.
It's just that I can't feel my face.
Right.
My nose is even numb.
Yeah, you sound fine though.
I basically do. A squirrel rhino, $2. Chip is hang on popcorn kernel. No, I didn't. Idiot. I'm on $2. Bob is at the Levy Coin Expo. I'm not at the Levy stupid fucking bird. Check with $5. Oh my God, this is heartbreaking, like seeing a heavy dog with a limb. I don't have a limb, you cocksucker.
Bob, you want to borrow this so you can?
I work so hard. I work so hard to be able to walk again. You think pain hurts me? It doesn't hurt me. All it does is make me. It makes me, skip a little. You know what I mean? It's okay. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me.
Oh,
but pain. You don't know what pain is, you motherfucking weak fuckers. I got stitches all across my mouth. You know what I mean? James Berman, $4.99. Bob, I hope you feel better. BTW, your zipper jacket is. I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking come through the screen.
Do a show
What's
from the
Stickum?
top.
What is Stickum?
Stickum is the thing where you can
Stitcher
talk.
you talking about?
No, it is internet radio where the camera is on you and you can talk. Right. And I average a million.
So it's internet
listeners.
television.
Yes, and a million people
It's
a
not
month.
internet. A million people a month.
Yes, you want to look it up right now?
The company went through your entire, everything that has your name on it.
Stalker.
2,000.
Bob, we're trying to prove a point here that you sound crazy. You can't go telling
I'm going
people.
with the numbers that they're putting up.
Where are you seeing this?
It's on the thing. If you look up Levyland and look at the number. Let's see what we got. Grizzly Adams, Bob, how much to Super Chat for you to leave that sinking ship of the Shuli network?
1 million.
I was going to go 100 million, half a million. A half a million, if you could. If you could. If it's a little lower, let me know, We can negotiate. No, we're not sinking. We're just having fucking fun, So what is fake money? So what is fake super chats and fucking fake membership? Who cares,
Speaking of Artie's book,
thank you, Em.
Bob Levy was asked to read 2 chapters of the audiobook. Artie got lazy and only read a couple of his chapters, so then he had Gary read some. And then in the bizarre move in book history, he asked Bob Levy to read some of his
Of
book.
all people.
And here are yet more bloopers. We're getting them in spurts, I guess you would say. Here's Bob Levy attempting to read Artie's book. I feel so bad for the engineer in this clip, and stop me if this starts to get boring to you, but I'm fascinated.
You are off the map. Completely
Incommunicado.
Okay. Completely incommunicado.
One more on it.
What is it called?
Incommunicado. Completely incommunicado.
Levy's like proud to be an imbecile.
What is it called again?
Incommunicado. Incommunicado.
And I just got a copy of the audiobook, and it's funny. It's like, it's Levy's name in big letters. Like, he's got credits on the front of it. I paid him pretty well for it, for a session. I don't know.
Completely incommunicado. You take somebody by both sides of the head and introduce. You take somebody by both sides of the head and what the fuck is? How the fuck is Druce and introduce?
What?
Okay.
Both of their head, stop, and introduce their nose. You take someone by both sides of their head.
Okay. You take somebody by both sides of the head and introduce their nose
and introduce their nose to your kneecap.
And introduce their nose to your kneecap.
One more on
Yeah.
it.
And introduce your nose to their kneecap.
Well, introduce their nose to your kneecap.
Okay. And introduce your nose to their kneecap.
Introduce their nose to your kneecap.
Okay. And introduce your nose, their nose, okay. And introduce their nose to your kneecap. And looked up at me as I began. And looked up at me. And looked, oh, you motherfucker. And looked up at me as I began.
Jesus.
That is unbelievable.
You know, it's also when he was reading this thing, he probably couldn't put too much into the read because he's so nervous about getting the words right.
But no, does he understand anything that he's saying?
We gave him two of the shortest chapters to read, and thank God the one guy, the producer, is an enormous fan of the show, so he knew this was going to be an issue.
Right.
And he was actually having fun with it. And then he said, but, you know, it took time, but we got them both, and they sound all right.
I heard Bob's upset with me because, you know, and I really meant this in the nicest way, and I guess I put my foot in my mouth or something, but so Bob sent over a wedding gift, you know, which was extremely sweet of the guy because Bob wasn't invited to the wedding, but I guess in honor of my marriage, he wanted to send something over. We get a check in the mail for like $500.
Oh, my goodness.
And I turned to Beth and I went, oh, my God. I said, Bob doesn't have any money.
He's getting punched out by Danny Bonaducci for money.
And I said, oh, I feel so bad. So she said, do you not want me to cash it? I said, look, that'd be really insulting to Bob if you don't cash his check. You know, it's for charity.
Right.
I said, he would be very, very insulted. So I guess I got on the air and I said, you know, gee, Bob sent this $500 gift. I wish he hadn't sent it. And what I meant to say was because I'm worried about Bob. And so I guess Bob got on the radio the other night on Miserable Men and said that he's very angry.
He
it's
is
insulting.
miserable now.
He thinks that you know, what did he say? He thinks that.
I don't think he said this on Miserable Man. I think he's been sort of keeping this in, but telling a bunch of people.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh, so that's even worse.
He's upset that, you know, that you sort of didn't think he had the money to give to you.
Yeah, I did. You know, I'm just going off the stories everybody tells me that Bob doesn't have any money, and I just felt bad, so I was worried about him. That's what I was worried about. I'm being honest.
He makes all right money. He just has a lot of going on in his life, overhead. And
Howard.
Yes, Sal.
There's one more big element that he left. Oh, you know?
No, I'm getting to it.
Oh, okay. I wasn't exactly sure. It's actually two more big elements.
So Beth has been in charge of sending thank you notes. You know, whenever we get something, Beth said, you know, now I'm your wife. I'd like to be able to send the thank you notes. I said, that's great because she's so much better at writing these things than I am.
Yeah, she writes beautiful notes.
And she got right on it. I mean, as soon as somebody sent a gift, she sent a beautiful thank you note. Well, Gary tells me this morning, Bob's been steaming because he got a thank you note. Instead of saying Dear Bob, says Dear Don.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I don't even know who Don, maybe hers got.
Not only could he not afford the gift, now you've misnamed him?
I guess maybe either she sent it to the wrong person or.
There's one other element, too. It's a tiny element.
What's the other element?
The gift, there was a note when they sent the gift that it was from Bob and his wife, but the envelope was only addressed to Bob.
Well, that's Bob's fault because Bob only sent the gift from, it says this check says Bob Levy.
The check says Bob Levy, but the note says Bob and whoever.
Okay. Honestly, God,
And
I can't
you
even.
just said Bob and whoever.
Well, I don't know Bob.
Yeah, neither do we, and I don't know.
But it's in the note.
I don't even know that I read the note.
It's Christine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, his wife is Christine.
Very nice.
Okay.
Girl.
Well, sorry, Bob. That's our fault. I'll send you another note. I feel bad. Can you just write Beth a note saying we sent Bob Levy a note? sent to Don.
Do you
Well, so, Sal, what-
realize how many etiquette faux pas you made
Yeah, I
to
do.
Bob Levy?
Yeah, I
So
know.
Sal, was he complaining on the road this weekend? What'd he say?
He's like, you believe that cocksucker? Because I sent him a gift. First, he wants to send it back. Then he thinks that
Wanted to send it back because I was worried about it.
right. He goes, but I can afford this shit. And then he goes, and then I get this goddamn letter. I open it up and goes, dear Don. What? Who the fuck is Don? Who the fuck is this guy? I can't read. He can't even write my fucking name.
No, yeah,
But
yeah.
you know.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bob.
I was laughing my balls
You're on the road with him a lot. You're doing good Levy now.